The first time somebody gave me access to a marketing dashboard, I sat there and counted every single metric, all 43 of them. Sessions, bounce rate, engagement, page value. And the reality is, I didn't know what half of them meant. And I did exactly what I'm guessing you would do at the beginning of your marketing career as well. I sat there night after night remembering the definitions of every single metric in that dashboard. And to be honest with you, it took me an embarrassingly long time to learn that this was completely the wrong way to look at data analytics for marketing. So let me save you the years that I wasted thinking that that's the right way to do marketing analytics. I've managed marketing and e-commerce strategies generating millions of dollars for companies in kitchen products through to life sciences. And I guarantee you that none of that success has come from understanding the definitions of all of those numbers in the dashboard. It came from understanding which ones you need to pay attention to. The first thing I want to quickly say to you is if you feel overwhelmed when you just see these dashboards full of numbers and definitions, you're not alone. I've felt it, and senior leaders even feel it. In fact, there was a study of 500 senior leaders, and half of them said they were overwhelmed by the metrics that are presented to them each and every day. A third of them said they don't even have the time to analyze all those numbers or read the reports that are given to them. And if the people at the very top are struggling with this, the problem was never your understanding of the metrics. The problem is the sheer volume of metrics that we're tracking. We're effectively running around like headless chickens in a dashboard, tracking everything that we see. So here's the shift that changed everything for me. Getting good at marketing analytics isn't about understanding the definitions of all of those different metrics. It's about choosing the right ones that influence that overall outcome that you're trying to change. So let me tell you how I learned this. I was working in an e-commerce team, and our goal was to increase the amount of revenue through the website. So revenue was our hero metric, the one number that we needed to improve. And if we increased that number, it meant we did our job. But you can't just sit there and stare at revenue. Revenue tells you what happened, not necessarily what is the reason behind that shift in revenue. So underneath the hero metric, I tracked a handful of others. Traffic to product pages, conversion rate on those product pages, and the number of returning customers. Each one of those told me something that revenue alone couldn't tell me. And here's the thing that nobody is teaching you. Those metrics split into two different categories. Revenue is a lagging indicator. It tells you what happened after the fact, the end result. But conversion rate, traffic to product pages, the amount of returning customers, those are leading indicators that tell you what happened before that revenue shift. If you only watch the lagging number, you're already reacting too late. You want a mix, the hero metric that's going to give you that end result, and then the leading indicators which are going to tell you why something is happening. But there's a second layer to this, and this is exactly what helped me get better at marketing analytics and look really good at my job. Not all of those metrics are mine or my team's to move. Some I could directly control, like the number of campaigns we launched, the number of experiments on product pages. Yeah, I could make an amazing online experience that makes it super easy for that customer to place their order. But if the order arrives late, or they don't get answers from customer service when they need to learn how to use the product, they're probably not going to come back to us. So yes, I can influence the number of returning customers, but there's other teams as well that are going to be impacting that. So it's not all on me or my team. And some I could only monitor, like the amount of traffic being driven to product pages. My team wasn't responsible for that, and we didn't really even influence that. There was a whole team of performance marketers that their sole job was getting people on those product pages. And once I sorted my metrics like that, control, influence, monitor, everything became so much easier. When a number I controlled moved, that was on me. And when a number that I would monitor changed, my job wasn't to panic. It was to dig deeper and understand why that shift happened. Had some of the metrics that I control changed and therefore influenced that downstream result, or was there something bigger at play? So picture this story. Two junior marketers are asked to report on the same campaign. Marketer number 1 builds a pretty dashboard with 12 metrics. We've got things like visits, orders, conversion rate, page value, and there's even an amazing trend chart as well. Then the manager quickly skims the file, ultimately closes it, and never looks at it again. The second marketer sends in 3 lines. We spent $2,000 and it brought in 60 leads. That's $33 a lead, and that's down from $50 a lead in the previous quarter. Their manager reads that and immediately forwards it on to their boss. It's the same campaign. The first marketer tracked everything but said nothing, and the second marketer tracked almost nothing but said everything. They answered the only question that really mattered. How much did we spend? How much did we get back? And how has that changed compared to another time period? Most dashboards bury the answer to that question under 40 different metrics and loads of pretty charts. Your job is to make sure that your dashboard or your report can answer those key questions that you and management have. So the goal was never to have those sleepless nights to learn the dashboard and try and understand all of the numbers it's showing you. The goal is to pick your hero metric and then pick a few indicators that you know contribute to that. You also need to make sure that you've got different metrics that you can control, influence, and monitor. And that way, you're going to know exactly which metrics are yours to move and which teams you need to work with. So when you get to work on Monday, I want you to do this. First, write down your hero metric. That's the one number that your work actually exists to move. And I bet you 9 times out of 10, that is going to be revenue if you're in a marketing world. Underneath it, list 3 or 4 leading indicators. And remember, those are the early signs that if they move, your hero metrics should move. Next to each one, I want you to label them whether they are control, influence, or monitor. Then make sure you've got a good balance and that you definitely have metrics there that you can control. The last thing you want to do is report on just metrics that you influence or monitor, because you're basically doing yourself out of a job. From now on, when a number moves, check which bucket it's in, and then you're going to know how to act as a result. Do that and you are going to accelerate your career. You're going to do something that most marketers with years of experience still don't do. You won't just be measuring less, which is going to save you time on reporting. You're going to be measuring what actually shifts performance. And before we finish, I need to level with you on something because it's bitten me in the backside before. Sometimes your dashboard can be lying to you. So make sure you go and click on this next video to learn why.